Welcome to Say It's Lit, the one and only podcast embracing queer narratives, where every topic is fair game. Get ready for some serious sass and juicy insights into everything queer. I'm your unfiltered host, Maticus, and I'm about to plunge into the unheard stories of the vibrant queer and ally communities. So hold on tight because we're not just breaking the silence, we're obliterating it. Ready, set, slay. Hey guys, it's Maticus, and we're here on Say It's Lit, and I'm here with my friend Art. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. You sound tired.
I'm a little nervous. This is my first podcast.
Nervous?
So I haven't done this in a while.
Like you're on camera all the time.
Yeah, but it's not like this when it's not really caught. So, but I'll get better.
Weren't you at a premiere at a movie this week?
Yeah, I was at a movie premiere this week, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I'm still a little hangover. So.
Do you think you'd ever be in a movie?
I don't think so. I think that I have a very hard chance to get in a movie because of my accent. So, and it was never really my priority to get in a movie. I mean, it would be fun, but kind of feel like if you live in the U.S., you have an accent. It's pretty hard. I mean, some people can do it, but it's like 1 out of a million. So.
I mean, like Tom Holland's like Spider-Man did it.
Isn't he from UK? So it's a little different when you have a UK accent and the Ukrainian accent.
True. Like, I'll give you.
I mean, I'm sure there are some other ones who have an accent, but it's like you can cut them on both hands.
You could probably be like in like the Archer cartoon or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. If you want to cast me, I'm pretty open to it.
Well, I'll see.
I'm pretty satisfied with social media now. I feel like it's more fun sometimes.
All right. So for those that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
I create content for LGBTQ people on social media. So we create comedy skits or interviews in the street with gay people. And I do YouTube. I love YouTube. And I put there like my blogs or my boyfriend stuff. I mean, boyfriend not that much sometimes, but mostly like my vlogs, travels, and then I would like interview other people about their stories and about where they came from and what they've been through. And I do live streams there. So if you want to come to my live stream Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
It's like come through. Yeah, I was like, your boyfriend's page is really just your page though. Like you run that page.
I don't. We really don't do much for this. We post like 10 videos and that's it.
Oh, okay. Because it's really brand new, right?
No, this is like 5 months now. But like we really don't do there because it's not his priority. Just go find a couple of videos here and there. But, he's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing.
Okay. It was cute. I was like, this is a good like secondary thing.
We're definitely not Nikki and Pierre. So.
You don't want that. You wouldn't want that.
I really don't want that.
Yeah.
We're definitely not doing this kind of stuff. It's just sometimes here and there we'll do a video, but not much.
That was such an unfortunate breakup. Were you sad?
No.
You expected it?
I have no opinion on this, to be honest.
Are they your friends? You know them? Or?
I think that, I don't know. I really have no opinions. I've never met those people. I just met them on TikTok. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to tell, but it's like, I feel like whenever you work together all the time and you date someone, sometimes work and dating is not the best thing to do. Yeah. Because then you kind of depend on each other too much. And I feel like that's what can break the relationships. And because like, let's say if I date someone who is doing content, it is like he wants to do content, I just want to sleep. Yeah. Then he's going to force me to do content and it's not going to be good. And then I'll get mad at him. You know what I mean? So I would never want to date someone who is... and then, if I would do like couples videos all the time, like too many comments in your relationships, that's too much for me, So I kind of like, I don't know. I don't see the point of dating someone who just... I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoy...
When actors date, they divorce pretty often. Maybe there's a reason. So, I don't know.
The part that I heard in there with my selective hearing was that you're like, yeah, when his videos are bad, like you don't want to, like, what about when yours are bad? You wouldn't be able to handle him like calling you out for that?
What do you mean?
Like, if you guys are, obviously producing content together, like, are you prepared for your partner to tell you like, hey, this is like a shitty video?
Oh no, I'm fine with it being a shitty video. Yeah, I'm all for it. It's just if it's objective criticism and stuff. But like, that's why I don't date someone who does content. I'm only friends with those people. So I don't think that it needs to be. There's plenty of things in the relationship that you can fight about.
Yeah.
So I don't think the work needs to be one of them.
What's your number one argument?
There's we really don't argue that much. It's mostly like small things, or like,
Yeah.
can you take out the trash? No, you take out the trash. I take the trash. It was like,
We're both the man.
like, can you like pick up your socks, or like, can
Yeah.
you, like, sir? And it's like we both do this stuff, but it's like pretty domestic life. Every single couple who
Yeah.
lives together, they can probably relate to this stuff.
Well,
Or like, I would talk during the movies, and really,
you're a movie talker, like at the theater or at home.
both. No, I'm not talking
Like,
like.
get us kicked out.
No, I'm not talking like all the time, but like I would be like getting into character too much, and like run around the apartment, yell Katniss
Yeah.
or Pita, and or like when someone dancing on RuPaul, I would start dancing in front of the TV.
Okay.
That's not necessarily the most pleasure things to see the way.
Maybe.
So that
Sounds entertaining though.
That is fine there for a second, but then you just want to shut up. So yeah. I'm a movie talker sometimes, but I'm really working with myself to stop doing this.
Like when you say you're a movie talker, like are you like calling things out wrong in the movie, or you're like trying to guess the plot, or like what?
No, I'm not trying to guess the plot. I'm just like getting into character, like
Because you're like, I'm in this movie.
I'm just like, I'll watch a movie and I want it to be my personality for a week if I really like it. So that's kind of like the downside of watching a movie with me.
Wait, it's gonna be your personality for a week?
If I really like the movie, like I can just, get into the stuff. Yeah.
So you're like, I volunteer as tribute, or like, what's your thing?
I mean,
what
I
are you stuck on
definitely
right
would
now?
volunteer as a tribute. No, I don't know. If I watched the RuPaul Drag Race, we would like sit in a restaurant out of nowhere. I would just start saying, Sasha Colby, Anitra, Mistress Isabel Brooks, Spice, Sugar, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Yeah.
And it's like going to be so weird. I was like, all right, why you do this? I was like, I don't know. I just felt like this. Yeah, so that would be my personality.
That's funny though. Yeah, I guess that would like kind of throw me off a little bit, but
maybe not a little bit.
like we're supposed to be having a nice dinner this one time.
Yeah.
You can never take anything seriously.
Yeah, I'm pretty serious, but no.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not.
Well, that's cute though. So okay, all right. So you talked around the movies. That's a flaw. That's a red flag actually. I think it's a red flag.
Whatever. Yeah.
I guess it's a beige flag maybe. If you think so, but. Okay, so we know that you do content creation for the LGBT community. I've seen you interview straight people, or so they say they are. Like
it's content for LGBTQ community,
but it's for the community.
But I don't think it's a good community. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The audience is LGBTQ community, and sometimes it brought up. But even when I talk to straight people, majority of the time it can be relevant to gay. Pretty often, like I would ask them. So what I think about gay guys give you a compliment, or do you ever hook up with a gay guy or something like this? But sometimes there are broad topics, but I really kind of like stopped doing content for straight people.
So I feel that. So we were talking about this earlier. Like, have you ever had like occasions where you recorded somebody and they regretted it, they didn't want you to post it, or that, it was just like a bad situation?
Yeah, I had a couple times because I did art in a park. It was content for straight people. It's basically me going to Central Park and talk to people who are from all over the world and like ask their opinions and stuff. And there was this French girl, and I know when video is going to go viral. So whenever she was speaking, I knew it's going to get a lot of attention. And there was this French girl. I was like, what's your opinion about US? And she's like, I was very disappointed when I came here, with her beautiful French accent.
Oh. And
she was like, you guys are so wasteful. There's so much plastic. You guys not recycling, and also you guys. I was like, wait, don't they have Starbucks and stuff in France? And she's like, yes, but mostly people will go in a cafe and like have a glass or a cup of water or whatever. And I was like, that's interesting. And then she was like, you guys are always saying that it's a free country, it's democracy, and then your women's rights are pretty much hurting, and you're like doing all this stuff for abortion. So she kept going.
Yeah.
She kept, every single word she said, I was like, okay.
Put it in the mic.
I saw that what is going to happen. And TikTok, at least a year ago, when I did like
can't say
art
abortion.
in the park. No, it was not about it.
Okay.
It was about that TikTok was pushing very often to the country where they say they're from.
Oh.
So, yeah, pretty much, I don't know if it works this way still, but my account, there was art in a park at the time, and it was only straight people. it was pushed into the countries where they're from.
Mm-hmm.
So she went viral, as expected. And she went viral in France. And she texted me on Instagram. And she got like 2 million views in like, I don't know, 12 hours. It was pretty fast. And all the comments, they were in French. So there was a bunch of French comments. And she texted me on Instagram and she said, I'm sorry, like, I really like doing this video and I'm standing behind what I, said. And the girl, poor girl, she has like 700 followers. She's not used to like being in social media, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she texted me and she said, I really like the video, but like, there's just so much attention I got from the video and it makes me uncomfortable. And it's like, and she said that it's positive attention, majority of it, at least she said, from her friends. But she said that it's just too much for her and chance they can take out on the video. And there was one guy who was a gay guy, actually. They talked about their open relationships. And then he said that they were open. It was like couple. They were pretty happy. Yeah. They also knew me. And the video did well, but it didn't like go super viral. But people were super judgmental in comments. That he was like, our family saw this and like any chance they can take it down. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it down. I don't care. I never really need people to, like if someone wants me.
Where did the couple live?
I think of California.
Oh, okay.
Because it was in LA. Whenever people ask me to take down, I really don't care. I will take it down because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And for some people, it's just. There was one guy, I went to Spain and I did this challenge. I was like, can you guys kiss for 60 euro?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was I was like Spain hunter. And I didn't want to do it for a long time. I was just, it's going to be like my Spanish adventure. And there was like 2 guys who were super cute. Yeah. And they kissed and they were like, I knew like they would do well because they were super cute and kind. I don't know. And then he texted me, hey, any chance you can actually don't post this video because... my family is very conservative and I didn't think about it in a moment, even though I gave them 60 euro. Right. So, you know what I mean? But they're like, you can post other parts of the video and just don't post this one. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to post this one. It's, it's not up to me. It's people who make the content. So I don't want people to be upset.
Yeah. I forgot you did that. That was actually really entertaining. I was like, where does this come from? I don't know how long that series was going to be, but it was fun to watch.
Too much effort for this, And people are like, oh, that's so creepy. If someone old did it, it would be like, bro, it's pure entertainment. Yeah. Like, often it's straight guys doing something gay. There was forever in the movies and stuff. And I don't see anything wrong with it. And it was pretty fun. Yeah. Because the guys in Spain, they were pretty down. Like, majority of people who we asked to do this, they were fine. Yeah. They didn't care.
Way more, like, fluid.
Yeah, like here in America, I don't think we would get a lot of people. My friend tried to do something like this in Florida. And
not in Florida.
Yeah, actually, Florida.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
With the college guys. But they like literally they did like this. Yeah. That was it. And he paid them $100. I was like, wow. Video went viral though. So.
I mean, you got some guys like to like full on make out.
Yeah, there was like, it's so funny because I asked them to kiss.
It's up to them.
And he told me like with tongue. And it was like without tongue. Yeah. Maybe he didn't really understood me. Yeah. And then there were like tongue situation there. And then he was like going hard, one guy, and the other was like wasn't. So I was like, okay, give me a tongue.
He's been waiting.
But I was actually, first video was like just a quick kiss and I'll give you 50 euro. But then I was like, no, we need video retention. So I was telling them first 5 seconds and I was like, oh, let's do 10 seconds. So we did 10 seconds.
I mean, it worked. It made sense.
Yeah.
That was a good thing. What's coming up next? Some more secrets?
There's really so many secrets that I don't even know about. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just... what I mean by what's coming up next, I feel like I'm trying to constantly evolve in my content and like do different things, not the same things. So I'm trying different things like game shows and stuff and we'll see where it's go. I'm just pretty happy where I am now. So I don't think that next couple months needs to be a quick jump or something.
For sure.
It just needs to be low-key. I just like consistency.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty happy, guys. Smash the like button. Yeah. I really appreciate it. People don't realize this stuff.
Yeah.
People don't realize that it's for them, it's just like, but every single like, it's like gives you like 10 views, bro. It's my conspiracy theory. Or like pushes it to 10 more people. You know what I mean? With the same audience. So if you see this podcast and stuff, please smash the like, because it really helps, especially if you like the person. If you don't really like them, don't do this. But if you like your creators, I always tell, like, the least you can do, just smash the like. And the most you can do, subscribe.
Yeah. I agree, especially because we're on my podcast right now. Definitely smash a like and follow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about where you are and where you've gone. Let's talk about where you're from. Like, how'd you get here? How'd this all start?
It started when I was 10.
Really?
Yeah. It started when I was 10, and I realized, like, this is not a good place for me to be.
Yeah. Where were you?
In Ukraine, East region, where the war broke out at first in 2014. So I was from the part where the war broke out first, but no one knew about it. It was not as popular in the news as 2022 because it was not because it was not as big, but it was still happening. So it was like, when I was 10 years old, I kind of just out of nowhere started thinking about living in Ukraine, and I was 10.
Yeah.
I don't know how it comes to your head. And like, yes, I'm from pretty poor family, and we didn't really had a lot. There was a lot of times when, like, if we buy yogurt, it's gonna offend our monthly budget. So legit, it was like pretty hard times sometimes. But I would not say that I'm not from a happy family.
For sure.
Like, there was a lot of, like, my grandparents and my mom, they raised me. There was a lot of, like, they gave away everything they could. So especially like my mom getting like a lot of work jobs. But I was 10, and then I was 12. And then when I was 12, I saw this guy, his name is Michel Tilo. He was singing a song in Portuguese. It was like, nossa, se você me mata. And it was so fun. And I was like, oh, why don't I move to, like, Spain? And I was like, started Googling, and I started learning Spanish by myself.
How old were you?
12.
Okay.
So at this time I was 12. At 10, I started to think about it. Like, at 12, I kind of started like, I'm going to move to Spain. I was like, my mom was like, looking at us like, you're 12. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
And then I was very persistent. I learned the Spanish very persistent, but I learned the Spanish for like a month or like months or two just by myself. And then I Googled that Spain doesn't really have a great economy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's changed or not. You guys let me know in comments, but... But basically, I was like, okay, what country I can go? And it was like, I Googled the US, and I really liked TV show Friends. And because they would put, like, dubbing, all the kind of stuff, like Friends, a bunch of others, like Sabrina the Witch Girl, whatever her name was. So I would, like, watch this American TV show, Gossip Girl. But I actually didn't watch her till, like, I was 19. So I wasn't really, because Gossip Girl ended pretty when I was young. And then when I was like 16, the war broke out. I was 17, and I was like 40 miles from my home. So it was like, and plus I had really not the great, like, I was pretty good in a high school in terms of I had my good moments, but it was a lot of, like, I didn't tell anyone I was gay. Yeah. But, like, people kind of knew, and, like, older people knew, and, like, they didn't like me because the way I behave, or, like, the way I walk, or sometimes I was pretty feminine. And then, because I was hanging out with girls a lot. Yeah. And then I kind of tried to, like, push myself, like, be more masculine. See the way I walk, make sure I don't walk bad, or see the way I talk, make sure I don't say yes. So there was a moment when there was a guy, okay, that's wild in Ukraine, hot take, but when I was growing up, like, it was pretty legit that the girls would date, like, the girl would be 13 and her boyfriend would be like 22. What? Yeah, and their parents would know about it and they would be fine, and it was pretty popular in our town. Okay. So I would hang out with, like, girls, and they would have this boyfriends who are like 20, 22, 17, a father 18. Figure. So we're all friends, we're drinking, but I don't know what 22-year-old has in common with 13-year-old, but that was, What was the drinking age there? 18, but I started drinking when I was 10, so yeah, it was... That's when we started thinking. My first time I threw up from vodka, I was like 12. It was the end of the 7th grade, and I was like, we went... Basically, there was during the week, there was this thing called bazaar. It's like market. It doesn't work during the week, but during the weekdays, it's like everyone brings their meat there, they sell shit. So we would go to this bazaar because police wouldn't come there. Got it. It was pretty popular for police to, like, catch you and charge you, or, like, your parents, So they never caught me though. There were times when we were like running away from them.
quick.
Yeah, I was quick. I was running for my life. I was running for my life. I was so scared. So yeah, and we had our first vodka, and like my girlfriends were like dating these older guys, or like 15, 17 years old, you know. There was only a couple girls who like dated the guy who was like 22, and it was like one, maybe two girls.
The same guy?
No, not the same guy.
Okay.
But yeah, and then it was so funny. I remember this now. It's actually when we were drinking beer, and in Ukraine you can have like this place, like there's like houses, like 5 floors, 6 floors, and they have like tables
Yeah.
and chairs like in a yard between those houses. So we were drinking a beer, and police came to us. And we were like, actually, we were like probably 13, 14, and those guys were like 22, 20, something like this. And you can't drink in public place like this. And we're drinking. So that was the one time then police actually came to us, but they didn't touch us. They didn't touch the girls and me, but they got the guys.
Yeah,
to the police. But then the guys got out pretty quickly.
Did you run though? Is that why? Or?
No. This one I didn't run. I ran another time when I was like 16 probably, or 15. So I ran the other time.
I'm a track star.
No, yeah, and then I was just hanging out there, so we were hanging out with girls a lot, and then I was trying to be more masculine and stuff, but like I knew it's not the best place for gay people. And if someone tells you that it got better, you know, I had a conversation with some guys from Europe who like live in Europe, but they were from Ukraine. It's like, it got so much better, But it got better because you're a white, straight passing male. Who doesn't dress any other way, because you can pass as a straight guy. Like, that's why maybe they will not, but still, like, I heard a lot of stuff from other people who are like, because there are some radical groups sometimes, and they pursue you and stuff.
Really?
So I knew it's not the best. Yeah, it's like,
What does that mean? Is it like, can you be gay in Ukraine?
I think you can down low, but I don't think you really.
Well, I don't know. What would happen if you're openly gay? Like, what's?
I heard a lot of stories.
Yeah,
like a lot of bad stories that, like, you know, if you go to police and someone beat you up, sometimes you know they would not do much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you have really no protection. Again, I don't know how it's now because I left 10 years ago. Do I think it changed? I don't know. So you guys let me know in comments. So no,
would it be considered like Russia or Dubai, or like the way that they saw gay at that time?
I don't know. You see, I left when I was 17.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to pretend I'm straight, but again, like I would get followed by guys just for existence.
Yeah,
who try to like beat me up and shit.
Really?
I was just so tired of this. It was so annoying, and I really just existed, and people would just hate me for my existence.
Really?
Yeah, but I was still like pretty good in high school. I had a lot of like respect, but at the same time, there was like specific like neighborhoods. But I know like this person lives there. I better not go there.
Yeah,
not pass it and like be scared. That was pretty embarrassing too, because you know you're like pretend to be straight, walk with a girl, and like you don't want to get in those places. Yeah, so I was 17, and I was like, okay, so basically. War started, and then I lived next to the war, and my mom was not making money that much. She had like 3 jobs at this point probably, and she was like pulling up, and then of the high school you have prom, so you have to buy yourself a suit and stuff. So we were borrowing money for suit, you know. And then there was this idea, go to Poland, and to go to Poland it cost like us total probably like 80,000 in my currency. Wow. So just for comparison, she was making 3,000 in my currency. So, and plus we have to leave, pay stuff. So how did we make it happen? So my mom was very, like, I came to her and I was like, I think if you send me there, like I really work hard and I'll get like 2 jobs and go to school, because it was pretty easy to get into school there. So I was like, I'll get into school and I have 2 jobs, and like, just send me, like, let's just figure out how to do this. Yeah. And the one thing that was helpful for us, but war started, is my grandmother had an apartment where we lived, but my father and my mother, they bought an apartment when I was young, but it was empty because we never had money to renovate it. So it was empty, but there was an apartment, but we really didn't have, like, there was no electricity, no water there, nothing. Yeah. So it wasn't livable. It wasn't livable at all. Like, it was all bad, like it was terrible. So we couldn't renovate it. We had no money. So, you know, but we had this apartment. I was just standing there. So she was like thinking about selling this apartment in order to send me to school. But the war started, so we didn't want to really sell it because we had an opportunity to sell it for like before for like 15,000 something like this dollars, which is okay. But the war started, so everything went down, and basically what happened, she just borrowed a bunch of those money because my mom is very good at borrowing money. She was really hustling a lot, like in America people live in a credit, so like they have credit cards. She just had the best friends who kind of like she would borrow, give them back, so she borrowed a bunch of money from me and she sent me there. And then we sold the apartment. We ended up selling it, I think, for $6,000 instead of like 15.
Wow. Yeah.
But we really needed to like pay, because I feel like the first school there was like $1,500 to just pay for the year of school, which sounds nothing compared to US, $50,000 per year. But if you make $100, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So she sent me back to she sent me to Poland, and I think I got to Poland in like 4 days later. I really I learned Polish. They're similar, but they're different. So but my school was helping to like integrate Ukrainian people there. So they gave you you'd go to classes, but if you don't understand something, they're really good. Like they'll teach you, you take the course when you start. But I went to work when I was like there for 3 days, and I just 17 years old, and I went to work right away.
Yeah.
I got a job, and then I got to work. I got to work. I was supposed to be a waiter. And then, I was supposed to be a dishwasher because I didn't know language to be a waiter. It's a lot of language. So, and I got to this job, and I remember I like missed my boss. It's Warsaw. I've been here 3 days. It's the city like size kind of like Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's pretty big city. So it's capital. And I got there in 3 days, and I was smoking outside, and there was a girl on the steps, sitting on the steps, complaining how she doesn't want to go to work. And I was smoking outside, and basically I heard it because she was Russian, I think, or Ukrainian, whatever. And I was like, I came to her. It was next to my school. I was like, I can go for work for you today. Like, do you want me to go? And she's like, yeah, fine. I was like, and she gave me a phone, and I barely explained that I'm coming instead of her because she broke her hand. But I'm gonna come. But basically, what happened, I missed my bus, then I went to different directions, and I basically got there, and I could not understand a word people were saying. There was just an event, and I was super busy, and I was like trying to say dishwasher, in Polish, washing dishes, and people were like looking at me, it's only like waiter here, like we have no place to wash dishes. And then because we already got dishwasher. I was like, yeah, but I came here for dishwasher. I was like an hour and 30 minutes. It was far. So basically, my first job ended up that they just sent me home, and I didn't make any money. And I spent all this time. I bought a T-shirt, like white shirt. But then,
to be in uniform.
Yeah, I bought everything, and I was pretty anxious, and I couldn't understand much. And then, some people would be like, how you could not understand something and you still went to school? Just again to clarify that the schools, a lot of those schools in Poland, they were at least very like helpful, like but also I was in stressful position, but like they were very helpful. Like I understood stuff and I learned when like I read and like, you know what I mean? But like my speaking abilities, they were not great. Like I could understand, I could read, I could like learn things, you know what I mean? Like I could learn the law and shit because we were like having our law stuff, but I could like memorize it, but I don't really have a knowledge of like speaking language. So that's how it was, at least first months for sure.
Yeah, that's intense. You're like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna push this up. That sounds so intense. Okay, so you just like went right over to Poland. You're like, I'm gonna get a job day 3. You're gonna cover somebody, show up. You got like a uniform for it, make it all the way there, and then you don't even get to work because they just don't get it.
Yeah, but I got a job later. Yeah, I was given flyers. Okay. And then I got a dishwasher job.
Before we go to the next dishwasher job.
It's too many jobs. We gotta be faster.
Yeah, for sure. So you've gone through a lot of jobs and stuff. But I was curious, like, it sounds like your mom like really put everything up for you to be able to get you to Poland. Like, did you know at the time like what it meant, like what you were asking her to do for you?
Yeah. Definitely, because I knew, so there was the one reason she did all of this, and she told me the only reason she did all of this because she knew that I can do this. Like, she really believed in me, and like she knew that I was ambitious, and she knew that I can do it. That's basically the reason, because she always told me if you were lazy or like if you were like, fucked up, like just focus on stupid shit,
Yeah.
she would never do this for me. But she did it, and I realized it at the time as well, and as well as now, like, we wouldn't be where we are without each other. And I give her a lot of credit for this, because I've had a lot of like kids, like one of my friends who had mom and dad, who had like grandparents. They lived so much better.
Yeah.
And she asked them if she can go to Poland, right? And their response was it was too expensive.
Right.
My mom's response was, first we cried a little bit and stuff, but then we find a way out.
Yeah.
We had so many less opportunities to do this. It was such a risky thing,
Yeah.
What if I wouldn't get a job? I was 17. They actually only made this year that you can work if you're a student. Before it wasn't like, it was so messed up. But like, I realized that, she did a lot for me. As she explains now, she did it because she believed in me. And also we had no choice, kind of. Like, I didn't want to live in a country where there was a war and we were fighting, and people from other parts of Ukraine, they really didn't get the war at this time because they were not attacked. But like, whenever we had like, I woke up, I didn't actually wake up, but my mom woke up whenever someone like shoot our city a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't so I was sleeping well, but my mom like woke back hard. Did you hear? It's like, what? There's like, like shooting outside and shit.
It's very mother-like, yeah.
Yeah, and she like literally got up, like, and she was like, no, I didn't hear that. I just want to sleep. But yeah, I lived there, and I was like, I living next to it, and I was like, there was a lot of, being gay. There's all just came together to the picture, and then we took a risk, and we went to Poland, where I lived for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the people that have the least are more willing to give the most. That could be in any case, and that's so amazing that your mom was able to do that for you.
It's not a lot of parents. I realized that I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky with my mom. And, I was pretty active in high school. So she saw the opportunities, and she believed in me.
Do you have any siblings?
I don't. I'm a single child.
And what about your father?
It's expensive to have kids in Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah, to have kids in Ukraine, it's kind of expensive, like everywhere. Like everywhere, so.
What about your dad?
He left. They kind of, because he wasn't really there when I was growing up, because he was constantly going to make money in Russia. So since I was like 2 or 3 years old, so he is constantly, and then he would come back for like 2 weeks out of the year, or like out of 6 months, and try to teach me less. And I was like, bro, you're not even here.
Try to
give me a fucking break. Yeah. And then they broke up when I was like 15.
Okay.
So, but like they didn't really live together. You know what I mean? It was like and then he would like go for like 6 months and don't bring any money. So it was weird. So I really never had like a real father, I think. You know what I mean? Because it was like the guy who comes here and there. So
you like left with a promise to like be the man of the house, almost like going.
Yeah, I brought my mom to Poland 5 months later. Yeah,
wow.
It was just so random, because there was an ad in our school that you can basically apply for like kind of courses. They're like only 2 times per 2 weeks, and they were giving away visa for this. So. And it was very hard to get visa. Like people who get visa, they know, like student visa and shit. But they were like in the beginning, Polish government was giving a lot of visas. So I was like, I saw the opportunity. I was like, Mom, like, can you drop everything in your life and move to Poland, and then we'll try to get you a work permit and work here. And so I moved in September, and I brought her in February.
Yeah. Did she have to go to school too? Or
she went to this kind of like, but it was free. The school, it was not a nice school. It was like
some kind of education.
Like educational. I don't even know, like for people who, I don't know how to explain.
Was it like trying to get you into like a new career or something? Like
I didn't try to get her a new career. What she ended up doing is working 4 years at nights, making pierogies. For like 12, 15-hour shifts.
Wow.
So the longest shift she had was 36 hours, because I was working and she was working, but like
36 hours straight, like
36 hours straight. Incredible. Yeah. My mom went through a lot for me, so I'm very, very grateful. And I had a jobs, but I also had school, so I had to combine both of these things.
Yeah.
And she had this it was so funny because the way she got a job is I found for us apartment because no one wanted to rent me an apartment. I was 18-year-old kid in Warsaw, so I had to find a studio for us. So I found a very small studio, but it was very cozy. We had a very good time there. And this lady looked at me, and I don't know, she believed in me because it was like raining, and I came, my whole socks were dirty. And I was like 18.
Please.
I was like, can you please rent me an apartment for 1,600?
And
And my mom comes soon, and we still don't know how she's gonna get like work and stuff. But like basically, what happened? This lady who rented me an apartment, she kind of recommended her girlfriend has like the place where my mom could work. So I got lucky.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like kind of like Polish dream.
Yeah.
But then she worked there for 4 years.
You said earlier, nice people.
Yeah.
Before we go further, Ed, I don't want to skip this part. So you said you left Ukraine. There was a war happening. We know there's a big war that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Was there a potential of you potentially getting like drafted into the war if you didn't leave?
I'm not gonna go in details. There was always a potential to anyone because everyone gets drafted. You know what I mean?
Well, I think nobody here really understands that.
Yeah, everyone has a chance because there's not enough people to fight.
Yeah.
And people are dying, and now it's like more and more like the lower, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you can't escape if you go to school or like, a lot of people would buy like some papers that you cannot go.
Yeah.
Like, let's say people would buy that they're sick or something,
right?
Because it's a big corruption. So, but I think they're better with corruption now. So they're actually like stopping it now. So you can't really escape this shit. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I really left at 17.
Yeah.
I came back there like over 3 years living in Poland 3 or 4 times only. And last time I came back, it was not pleasant too. So it was like, I don't really want to come back.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, so we have you left for Ukraine at 17, made it over to Poland. You brought your mother, you brought your mom over. That's so amazing and awesome. Like, what a great son. And then where'd you go from there?
It was hard first year when it was still in the first year of my school. It was just a bunch of like, honestly, my 18, 19, and 20-year-old, there is not much to talk about besides my jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's really not. I was just working nonstop. I was working in retail. First, I was working dishwasher. Then I worked as a receptionist. Then I worked both jobs, and I was like working in a dance school as a receptionist and in retail. Then I worked for like some shitty marketing company that kind of like went down.
Yeah.
So that was just all. That's all my school years. I really didn't go out much. I went like couple times per month, maybe like sometimes 3-4 times sometimes with some of the people, and I really didn't really have a lot of friends. Like I had like one good friend and stuff, and all I did was just working, and especially like last year when I really wanted to save more money for US, I was like working.
What made you want to move to US?
And like I told you, I was just watching too much TV show Friends. I was just really watched Friends a lot, and then I started watching Gossip Girl, and then I kind of felt like there is a whole niche on YouTube where the Ukrainian, Russian people who moved here, they talk about US.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and they go viral all the time because like Ukrainian people, not that much actually, but Russian people love to see something bad about US.
Yeah.
So all the videos is going to be like, I can't believe this is happening in America, or like this. So there's a lot of like negative or like how bad how bad for girls' nails here, because like Russian girls are so good at nails.
Oh.
That's a fact. But there's gonna be like this kind of videos. So I watched a lot of YouTube, and that's how I like understood what YouTube is at first. So I watched like a lot of like vloggers, and I was like, oh, I wish I could be there one day. And then
Did like the working at the marketing company play into that at all, or
no? It was like months and a half, and they went down.
They like put our last dollars into you. So you got obsessed with YouTube, and then what really got you on the path? Like I feel like that's a scary decision to be like, I want to be a content creator.
What got me? I always wanted to be a YouTuber. I never really wanted to be an actor that much. I just thought I wanted to be an actor or something, but I always wanted to be a YouTuber. I tried to do my vlog in Poland, but I knew that I'm going to move to America, and the biggest trap you can get yourself into is if you're going to make an audience in different language. So then you have an audience in different language, and you start for zero from this audience, first of all, this audience not helping you. They only like comment on your stuff, and they would like push you to the wrong audience.
Or skipping it, yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, that would be like, so I hold on, and I always wanted to do YouTube, but I couldn't do YouTube because I was like, sometimes I felt like I would be too feminine, or people would start to ask me private questions. So I pushed it all the way to the time when I kind of saw like a bunch of like gay creators, even like from Ukraine and Russia, not Ukraine, Russia actually. There was like a couple guys who I saw who like, but they were not openly gay. They didn't do gay content. They were just like them being them. But everyone, but kind of people knew they were gay. And then I saw a bunch of like people on TikTok, and even before people on TikTok, I saw a bunch of people on YouTube who are living their best gay life, as you said, and then they're making content out of it, and then they just make it not a disadvantage but advantage to be gay. And I saw there was a big amount of people who are like potentially interested in watching these videos, and I was like, okay, I need to come out, and I need to start doing videos because I had something to say, because I went for like different not relationships, that was not relationships, but like two like experiences that I kind of went through, and I wanted to share and like laugh about stuff, and then I just really wanted to do YouTube. So that was like a dream. And then first I went viral on TikTok, and then YouTube really didn't grow for a while, but TikTok was the first.
Well, you're skipping, right? So like, where'd you go first? Like, how'd that happen?
So
you moved to America?
I moved to America, and 3 years I worked as a waiter.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Where'd you go first?
It's just gonna be such a long
Doesn't
path.
matter.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll tell you just in a couple of words, because it's gonna be so long.
Yeah.
I moved to Maryland for 3 months. Then I moved to Chicago for 2 years. Then I moved to LA for 6 months. Then I moved to Austin, Texas for a year. And then I moved to New York. So I did all these things. I mostly worked as a waiter, and a couple of retail jobs were there. But I worked as a waiter, and then I wasn't really making a lot of money at all. I was doing better in Chicago, but it was like nothing comparing, And then I was a stripper for 6 months in LA. Not 6 months. What am I saying? I went to LA. I started to do it in November, and I left in February. So it was like less than 3 months.
Yeah.
So I was a little stripper for like twice per week, but it was terrible. I didn't like it. And then I moved to Austin, and in Austin, that's where I again got a job at this company that was call center. So I had to like sell people houses and shit.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was annoying because it was like 200 calls or like 300 calls per day. It was annoying, and people are not smart. So then, I got a job again as a waiter, and then I was like, okay, it's over. Like, it's time to make 3 TikToks per day.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing it, and during all of this time, I tried to start TikTok multiple times, and I tried to start YouTube, but I was failing a lot because of the... Okay. I was failing a lot because of the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just a miniature child trying to break in here.
Yeah.
So guys, don't be worried about it.
Yeah, like, that's why we don't have kids right now. So yeah, so basically, I tried to do different times TikTok, but it's always failed because I was like trying to do dance or pretend I'm straight and like do jokes about like girls and stuff. And it kind of failed. I don't know. I think I tried like four or five. I think on the 5th time is when I actually like did it.
Yeah.
And that was just a video pictures of myself. I was like, let me introduce myself. Can I pull you? And it got like 2,800 views.
Can I pull you?
Yeah. And it was 2,800 views.
Nice.
In like 6 hours. I was like, holy moly, 2,800. And then it was like people started following me, like 300 followers, 400 followers. And then after this, it took off.
Got it.
So it took a long
persistent
time. I was pretty persistent, but I was giving up because I didn't know how the social media work. It's so funny. I knew because I watched a bunch of YouTubers, but I was kind of like so stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I couldn't apply things that I knew.
But do you believe it? Because there's so many people that tell you like they have the videos like this is how you grow. This is how you like. I don't believe that stuff. Do you believe that stuff? Like all.
I mean, if they have 500 followers or 5,000 followers, I don't believe this stuff. But if I watch Mr. Beast, I think it's pretty logical.
Mr. Beast, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Or if I watch someone who is actually showed the results, I think that YouTube algorithm, at least, very predictable.
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is, it's TikTok. It's very, very treating people differently.
Yeah.
But I feel like YouTube algorithm, like Reels on Instagram, it's very predictable. Like you can literally, like, if I open a video and I see 11 million views, I can tell why this video has 11 million views. It's just based on specific factors. So if you apply those factors, majority of the time you can go viral, you can do well, but then you also have to figure out in the long term where is it going to get you? You know what I mean? So that's harder.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so you get. It sounds like you had a lot of growth.
I'm sorry.
I love
That's
it.
all over the place.
This is the story that people like don't get to hear, right?
Yeah.
So like you went.
That's only me and my assistant, or my boyfriend.
Yeah, and your assistant, your mom, and everything. Like everybody doesn't know like the background, which is so important because they just see the guy on the street, and like it's scrappy, right? You did a lot of stuff to get to where you are, and like here you are, and I don't know if we said what city we're in. We're in this beautiful city in the northern part of America, and it looks like you're doing pretty well. Like you've definitely grown a lot. Do you ever suffer like from like imposter syndrome? Like you just don't think things are real?
I'm so basic. I'm gonna say yes, because like I feel like a lot of people. I watched a TikTok video actually, and the guy was saying if you have imposter syndrome, you're gonna get a lot ahead of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you kind of feel like
you're up there.
You can lose it all. I think people see this, before I started doing interviews on the street, I already had like 645,000. I remember this, and it was stale for months.
Yeah.
That's why I started I need to evolve because it's stale. I'm doing something wrong. Those videos getting 20,000 views. Like I need to evolve. But it was like over 500,000, and it was like on Instagram it was like 100,000. I was like, I had like some base before I started doing interviews, and this base didn't come from nowhere. And it was a lot of like trial and error and fail, and like, you think you have all these people who follow you, but then you become irrelevant. My point about imposter syndrome is just I don't even know if it's imposter syndrome. I'm just aware that everything I have right now can go away within a day or like two. So like I didn't build wealth. I didn't build the only thing that is the most valuable is my YouTube community, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're like always there wherever I do, whenever we raised $20,000 recently for LGBTQ youth.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Which is a very big deal because I wanted to do something like this for a long time, but I'm not rich by any means, and I'm so far away from it. And I do invest a lot of money back in my content. So my point, I didn't build wealth or something. I built like community that I like and that likes me. And this community, and I do like live streams every single Sunday on YouTube. And it would be like 10, 20,000 views overall. Like not right away, but like there would be like 200 people watch, and then over the week it would get to 10,000. But those 10,000, they're more valuable than millions that I have on TikTok.
Right.
Because those 10,000s can just sit there and listen to what I say to you right now.
Right.
So this is the biggest, like, I don't know, not an asset. This is the biggest, I'm proud of this thing. But besides those people, which is a lot, I didn't buy an apartment. I didn't like, I'm just a guy who does entertainment stuff I'm just making videos on the internet. So I'm pretty aware of like how there's every single day, there's a new guy who starts TikTok.
Yeah, tons.
Younger, hotter, smarter, whatever. There is someone else coming. So I'm pretty aware that I'm not like nowhere near where I would want to be and feel like I'm not imposter syndrome or something. I'm just aware that things that you have today, everything, tomorrow no one cares about you. And maybe I'm saying it way too, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm like way too harsh, but like I'm just pretty aware, and that's why I'm like trying to treat people good.
Yeah.
So, but also I never want to go into this moment when I'm irrelevant like this.
Right.
So I work for it to not be like this.
That makes sense.
But like I'm like I was in a movie premiere. I was like, what am I doing here? But like the guy like. The way I got there was pretty logical because I do social media, and like a lot of people tell you, if you have like 1 million followers, if you tell people about this, they would listen to you.
Yeah.
And this, like, even if 10 people listen to you, this 10 people will tell it to other 10 people, this other people 10, it's a big power when people have.
Yeah.
And I don't really get like, scared about like I'm going to lose tomorrow or everything, but I'm just aware of things. So.
Yeah. So you obviously you've discovered recently or maybe before like the power of your voice or the power of your following. Like,
Power.
yeah, there's
I always think about power bottom.
yeah, the power
power top.
Yeah. So like, have you tested that at all? Like, have you felt like a surge of like your voice is now being heard and that you can, potentially impact people with your reach?
I think I impacted people even when I had like 5,000 followers because people text me and like, oh, thank you for coming out and stuff. I think any single person who has like 500 followers has an impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people have it more, some people less, but there is a lot of people who have like 15 million followers on Instagram or like whatever, and then they ask something people to do to donate or something, and you see nothing happens.
They have no sense of community.
So yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I have no idea about her, but my point is like it just depends what kind of community you have. Yeah. Like I just feel cozy with my community, and that's what's the most important. I don't think I have a lot of power though yet.
I like,
yeah.
He's like, doesn't yet.
We're working on it. I feel like I provide a good entertainment for people who like this kind of entertainment, because there's a lot of people who don't like the entertainment. Yeah. And I like to mix, like whenever I do content, I just like to mix stuff, like fun stuff, and sometimes I put like serious conversation and stuff. And then people would be like, why did you do only kiss or slap videos? Well, I don't only do kiss or slap videos. That's what you see because algorithm shows you and it triggers you. Yeah. There's like, I made over this 3 years, I just don't want to lie, but like close to 2,000 or probably over 2,000 videos in 3 years. It's a lot of videos, like only interviews over this past year. We're at interview. Hold on. Mike sent me the interview number because he sends me always. So in the past year.
And who is Mike?
Is my assistant.
Okay.
So A-Boy, 421 videos we did so far, and it's only videos of interviews. And also a bunch of them didn't make it to the edit. So it's 421 videos. It's 365 days in a year. So it's every single day. And then I have like backup account, then I have pictures, then I have Twitter, all this stuff. So it takes a lot of like effort to manage all of this. And people think, oh, it's just you talk to people on the street. It was like, no.
I know.
Like if everyone would be thinking like you can just go and talk and make every single conversation interesting, but there's like literally hundreds of other people who try to do this. This is not how it works. There's like knowledge behind. Or sometimes it's luck, because you can find lucky person, like, you can find someone who can give you good content out of nowhere, like French girl did. You know what I mean? But
lucky, pretty people.
You don't have to be pretty.
It helps.
It definitely helps for sure. For the pretty people, it helps.
So. Okay, so all right, so you've amassed a great following. You still want to grow more, and I'm sure you will. And completely still very humble about it. But say that you're able to go back and change something. Do you think that you would?
I would come out earlier.
Yeah.
I would start OnlyFans earlier. And that's it. I think that I would come out at 20 years old. And if I come out at 20 years old and like keep building the knowledge, I would be a little farther away now. Like I would be, but I don't regret it. I feel like, because, it's like kind of controversial, because if I would have come out earlier, I wouldn't experience all the hard jobs that I had to experience.
Yeah.
So sometimes people nowadays, they can really become rich and famous when they're 16, 17. But I really, really appreciate the years when I have to like wake up at 6 a.m., and then come back home at like 8 p.m. and then like sometimes later, and like hustle and like listen to the Sia, I'm unstoppable, I'm unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable. Terrible voice. But my voice, not Sia. Sia, we love you. But my point is like, you see, this is controversial, because like if I would have come out, started doing YouTube, and if it taken off earlier, I already had like 3 hard years in Poland, but I actually happy that I experienced a lot of like American like work culture and working with people who are in the US, because this is the way you learn culture. Because you can just move here and still be an immigrant. You will never integrate unless you know the jokes and stuff.
It sounds like it made you really strong. You moved around a lot. You went through a lot of hardships and continued.
My poor mom. She was on the phone with me all over this. My mom was like, literally was like, when I was in LA getting coronavirus, I had a loan there, and it was no one helps, and like your child lays down. My mom, like, we need to buy an apartment. So smash the like button, please, so we can monetize this video.
We need that. But we need that apartment. So you said you would have came out at 20, but when did you actually come out?
23. 23. I was 22. No, I was 22. Like this. So my birthday was January 2nd. I came out in like December 23rd or something. So
Where were you? How did you come out?
I made a video on TikTok, very basic. Yeah, I made a video on TikTok with walking with the LGBTQ flag on a gas station because there was a trend when everyone was dancing in the gas station.
Yeah.
But I did it in front of the Bank of America because gas station was closed or something, or it was, I don't remember. It was night when we filmed it. And I just used the song Kings and Queens, and I was just lip syncing it and walking outside of the car without t-shirt, with the gay flag.
Who was there with you?
My friend. We don't talk anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He was kind of like fell in love with me and stuff, and I saw him as a friend. I got to miss him. Yeah. But I'm forever grateful he filmed this video. So, because I wanted to go home, and he's like, look, I wanted to do this video, but he was like, let's do it now. I was like, it's kind of cold. It was super cold. It was like 50 degrees. And it was like, no, let's just do it now. I was like, oh, okay, let's do it. And I waited to post this video on December. I wanted to post it during Christmas because I knew all people will be home. So you see, there was...
He's always thinking.
There was a knowledge. There was a knowledge. And then it took off, and in 3 days, I got like 130,000 followers.
Wow.
Because I already had like... No, I got 100,000 followers because I was at 30K at this point. Which is pretty good.
Oh my God.
For a month.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. But I was posting like 4 or 5 TikToks per day.
Yeah.
So I was already at 30K, and then this video kicked out, and by the end of the year, I was definitely at like 135. And then they're like, oh, there's a new guy. His name is Art. And then I walked this flag forever.
I'm here.
I was walking this flag for 6 months in every city. People just loved it. It was, I don't know, it was truthful. You know, like Mr. Beast says, you can go viral for something truthful, controversial, or something else he said, like different types. This was truthful. So
yeah, that's great. How did you feel that day? Like,
I was good.
Yeah.
I was looking at my numbers. I was with my girlfriend.
You didn't have any regrets, like when you posted it initially, or like were you scared?
No.
But you've already come out to your
I told my mom already, like a month before this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was she?
She was fine by this time because I came out to her when I was 20 at first.
Okay.
And then she didn't take it well. She just said we can fix it. But because we were drunk together.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, she actually, we pretended that I'm straight for next 3 years. Yeah. But then I told her, but I was like working in gay neighborhoods, talk about gay people over these 3 years. And when I came out, she said, well, no shit. I know now.
Yeah. Okay, this is for real.
Yeah, so this is for real. So I told my mom, I told my roommate before, when I just moved to Austin, I kind of came out to her fast. Yeah. And I told a couple of my friends before. And then I was just like, okay, who cares about what my high school teachers will think about me? So, because I really cared, like, what if people who I never see again will think about me? So, which is a mistake.
And who fucking cares, right?
I did, but not anymore.
It's so hard.
Subscribe to this OnlyFans, baby.
See me on there, see who I am.
Yeah.
I love that. So, where's your mom live now?
Poland.
Still Poland?
Poland. Yeah,
any plans to move here?
No. She has a good life there. She really built a good life. It's been like 9 years since she lived there. So not everyone wants to live in America. You know, I think it's a great place to live with every single minus we have. There's a lot to work on, but like a lot of people are happy where they are. And I would not put her through challenge moving here again because again, if I was rich, you know, far away from this, I don't want my mom work again because she doesn't know language making pierogies. Yeah. You know, like I don't want to put her again through this. And there's no reason. So she has a good life. She has a boyfriend, you know.
Oh, she has a boyfriend. That's amazing.
Yeah, they've been together 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's long.
Do I like him? Not necessarily. I mean, he's okay. He's good, but
longer than most gay relationships or gay marriages, actually. So that's okay. So, but do you feel like America is your forever home?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you in a relationship?
What do I mean?
I mean, not everybody. Are you dating somebody? Are you single?
We talked about it in a bit.
Right, okay, we did. And on the podcast, I'm repeating myself. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, we talked about it. I'm dating for 2.5 years.
Right, you said you were dating 2.5 years. And do you believe in marriage?
I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I have no time in a day to think about it. I don't know. Marriage is fine. I really don't care. I mean, I think marriage is good for like some people. For some people, no. Do I want to get married one day? Yes. Do I want to have kids one day? Yes. If I'm super rich, 3. If I'm not rich, 2. So, you know what I mean? That's pretty much...
You'll probably be a better dad if you're not rich, though.
Probably. But I don't want to be super rich now. Yeah. I don't want to be super rich.
But what is too much? What's rich to you?
It's like $10 million net worth.
Net worth?
Yeah, like
That's not even that
10 mils.
much.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I think when it's too much money is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, it's just you have like $500 in your account. I have like $600. It's like
That's not bad.
$10 million is not that much. It's like
We got that. We got that.
Yeah.
Listen, hit the donate button now. We're trying to get to 10 million.
it's like it's pretty a lot, you know. To
Yeah,
get
you
to
know,
10 million.
It is a high number. But
It's a high number.
I don't know. I think some people think when they say rich, like, I want $100 million. I want 10 million, 10 million a year, you know?
I want to have. I never want $100 million.
Yeah.
I think the most I would get like 30.
Do you feel like
I don't want. If I ever had like, if someone would tell me like how much money I can give,
Yeah.
like unlimited money I can give you right now, I would take probably like 30 million. Don't want to have 100 million. So much responsibility. Your brain going crazy. Like people who win lottery, do you see what happens to them?
they lose it all?
They don't fucking finish well.
Yeah.
You don't want this amount of money in it. Like that's why I like to get to my goals and slowly grow. Because then if you get like super famous in one day, get super rich in one day, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, probably there's a lot of things I can do, but that's not what I want to do.
There was a sidebar though. There was an aunt that like won the lottery with her little like nephew, and they signed a ticket together. And she said, "I signed it for good luck." Well, they split the winnings, and she ended up trying to sue him for it, and she died a year later.
Yeah.
And I was like, so unfortunate, like what the lottery can do to people who win a lot of money. But
Yeah.
like, you know, do you feel like the money's changed you at all? Like you're not where you want to be, you say, but like, do you think you've changed? Like you're obviously doing a lot better than you were.
No, I don't.
No?
Think
You're still-
I don't think I have enough.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I have
fair
enough to be changed and
Yeah.
to test myself for change.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like when we talk about change, if someone makes like, I don't know, 200K per month or 100K per month, that's a big money that will change you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I'm far away from this kind of numbers. So there's nothing that can, I don't know. Like, I really don't care. Like I'm wearing Burberry shirt right now, guys.
Yeah.
The only thing the way I bought it from gift card, like I would not spend $720, and I literally talked about it before. Like I regret it because I went to Europe and I
That's
bought
$725.
yeah, and I went to Europe and I bought like 30 pieces of clothes for like 500 or 600.
Yes, right. That's
You know,
what you
I
do.
was
Empty
like-
suitcase there.
But it was Zara, you know, and
Yeah.
it was so good because it fits me well there in Europe, not in America.
Box
But
cut.
like, yeah, I wear Burberry shirt, but it's the only like one luxury thing I have, and I bought it from gift card. And the only reason I bought it because I saw there was a guy who was hot, who was like, oh, he looks so good in this. I was like, I wish I could like look like this too, and like it makes my muscles bigger. And I bought S actually. I was like, oh, it makes my muscles, it's gonna make me bigger, so it's like it's good for the videos. So it was kind of investment too. But yeah, I don't really care about this.
So it's just a write-off.
Everything is
You just write it off, right?
Yeah, but like,
write it off.
but that's a uniform. Yeah, we're filming it now. But basically, yeah, I really, and the only thing I would want to spend money on, like, that's my kind of goal. I know it sounds Ukrainian or Soviet Union, but I would really want to have like apartment for my mom at first, maybe,
Yeah.
and then for me.
Wow.
Like, I would want to have like New York City apartment, 1 bedroom for like $1 million, and I know, right? Ambitious goals. But
that's not gonna buy you anything in a few years.
but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the only one thing. I don't care about Gucci or like whatever. I like to travel.
Yeah.
You know what I spend money on?
I saw you took your first class trip. That was really cool.
I did, but I'd not get doing it again now because it was too expensive.
Yeah.
But what I like to spend money on, if I go to travel or if I go work for traveling,
Yeah.
I want to have a very nice hotel. That's like, you know, like some people spend money. I tell you why. Like it goes all from childhood. Because whenever I was growing up, I really didn't have a hot water. So first of all, we didn't have a sink in the kitchen to wash dishes.
Oh.
So we washed our dishes. Basically, you boil water and you wash it all in one. I don't know. It was so dirty. So and
No,
then,
like let the people know. Like it's
yeah, and then we didn't have the hot water. We only had to like boil it first, and then it would take forever to put it in. You know what I mean? In the bath,
yeah.
bathtub, whatever. So I would like take a good shower, not shower. We didn't have shower, so
Yeah.
I would take a good bath on like once per week. And
Yeah.
the other days I would just boil the water and put in this third circle thing, put it on my washer and like wash myself like this.
Yeah.
You know, I had a video about this on my YouTube.
Mhm.
So So I really like comfort because I really didn't have it when I was growing up. And it's not like it was hard to like bring water. It was too expensive for us. There were a bunch of people in my town who had hot water and shit. So it's not like I came up with.
So it was more of like a poverty problem, not necessarily.
It was not the city problem. It was just we couldn't afford it. It was kind of too much, and we kind of like maybe we could afford it at some point, but we never had it.
Yeah.
So we kind of was like, okay, let's just So whenever I moved to Poland and I had a shower, I was taking the shower 5 times per day. So it all comes from childhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I realized that all this like nice hotels, like I would spend much more money on them. Because also like I know if I go somewhere and I'm not comfortable sleeping, like washing myself, I would not be productive. I would be like so mad at myself because like, I can't do it now. It's a work trip. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would be like, sometimes if I get mad, sometimes it's just so toxic.
I also like nice hotels too, not like just a place to lay my head. I hear when people are like, we're not even going to be there. I'm like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, some people can just, I'm going to sleep at my friend's couch. I don't ever want to do this.
Yeah.
I really like, it's just enough. I don't
You do what you got to do, but you've worked past that. Okay. Well, all right. So that sounds like we've gone over your story. That sounds pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, there is a lot of other stuff. So if you want part 2 someday, you can ask questions. Ask appropriate questions though. Yeah. Don't ask someone inappropriate.
If you have
don't be mean, guys.
If you have a question, please ask your questions in the Q&A within the podcast. And we'll see if if Art will like to answer them or not.
Yeah. I mean, I will be shy sometimes.
He's super sweet. I'll just let you know, for the people that don't know, incredibly humble, incredibly nice guy. I definitely didn't expect it. No, I'm just kidding. No, he was so sweet from the beginning.
He definitely did not expect it.
He's very blunt and to the point, but helped me out a lot. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much for talking to me. No one wants to invite me to their podcast still. I don't feel like I don't think I have enough story to tell.
No, I think it's you just take the limelight. Like you've gone through it.
But like nobody cares. I'm not talking about like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce that we'll talk about now. And again,
Taylor Swift made Travis.
I know, yeah. And I love Taylor Swift, so no offense. I'm just being a
No, you're good.
Yeah. So anything else?
That's it. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to share with the audience of people that you talk to all the time?
All I'm saying is like, don't be judgmental. If you have some parts like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? How did you do this? Guys, like, no one fucking helped us. And don't be judgmental because I can't tell you my whole life story in 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. And I don't want to because there was a lot of pain sometimes and things that I don't want to talk about. Things that we can skip because I just don't want to talk about it. But it's just annoying sometimes, Yeah. The most annoying part for me is I never really benefited from being born in Ukraine in my life. Like, there was only like a lot of pain there. And I grew up there till 17. And there's like, I would post a picture from somewhere and like write some nice caption. And it would be like comments, oh, go back, fight to your country.
Ugh.
Or like, oh, we send Ukraine billions of dollars, and now this Ukrainian people move here and build the wealth for themselves. I was like, bitch, I moved here. Like, first, I left Ukraine 10 years ago. It's like 9.5, but it's going to be 10 years soon. 10 years ago, I left. I'm pretty goddamn sure that no one helped me here. Never had like food stamps or stuff like this. No one helped, and it was $500, and there was a dream, and there was a lot of work and pain, and there is a high price, but sometimes people just see the person and they think they're just fine. Sometimes they're not just fine, they've just been, So it's like, don't be so judgmental. When you see someone on social media, you don't know what they're going through, and you don't know, it's just overall advice for people. Like, you don't know what this person is going through right now. Like, I've seen so many people who are super happy on camera, and then you talk to them and they're like, hate everything they do. Yeah. So, like, please don't be judgmental to me. I really want good comments in this video because I don't have ability to delete them. I don't have the ability to delete the bad comments. So please write a good comments, guys. Please support my friend Matikas and subscribe to his channel. And I hope he's gonna do very well and he's gonna keep grinding.
Thank you so much, Art. I appreciate it. We'll do our best. Leave really great comments, guys. Love you guys. Bye.